Ultimate Book Coach, and I'm here at Indian Beach, North Carolina, and I just want to say, isn't this the best office ever? Anyways, I would like to talk to you about how to write and publish a book. There's two different kinds of books you can write that would be mainstream books. That's fiction and nonfiction. For a fiction book, you want to spend a lot of time researching. Typically, a fiction novel will take anywhere from a year to 2 years of research and then another year to 2 years or more of writing. So don't feel bad if you cannot get that fiction book out of your head right away. It might not happen. Now with nonfiction, there's two different types of nonfiction books. There's your run-of-the-mill trade, nonfiction, self-help, how-to, and pretty much anything you would see in a bookstore. And then there's this little kind of book that I call a business card. So it's a large business card, but it is a nonfiction book full of tips and things like that. And my secret for writing this whole book in 4 hours was I tricked my brain into thinking that I was not writing a book. I was writing 21 blog posts. And when you think about blog posts or short articles, that seems a lot easier to digest, right? So I have 3 tips for you for writing, especially nonfiction, but this can apply to fiction as well. First of all, you got to stay focused. If you don't stay focused, not worth it. You're not going to get anything done. You're going to get sidetracked. Think about when you try to research something online. You start out on Wikipedia or Google, you end up on Wikipedia, you end up on 5 different articles on Wikipedia. Before you know it, you're somewhere that has nothing to do with whatever you were researching in the first place. Am I right? I knew it. You're just like me. So you want to stay focused. That means limited access to internet. Take a retreat at the beach and sit on the sand. There's nothing like the motivation of the waves to make you write. That's so cool. The second thing is to make it your job. This is another mind trick. You may have a day job. In fact, you probably do, a 40-hour-a-week job. But unless you make writing your book as important as your job, a priority in your life, it will not get done in any short length of time. It's just a mindset. It doesn't mean you spend 40 hours a week writing. It just means in your mind, you happen to work at, say, a bank, but your real job is as a writer or an author or a speaker. So it's just tricking your little brain there into wanting to write more often because it is your job. The third thing is to break it down into small chunks. So you'll have like a character profile. Just fill out 1 character profile sheet. 5 articles or 5 blog posts is even simpler. I sat down the other day and in 45 minutes I wrote 1/3 of the next book in this series. 45 minutes. Because it was just, to me, 7 blog posts. So it's 21 divided by 3. And another way is to just do a paragraph at a time, a sentence at a time. If you really need to be motivated, do a word at a time. Just little chunks will get your book done. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about is publishing. There's 3 different kinds of publishing, and I could go on and on for hours about this, but I'm going to make it real short and give you the 3 different kinds, and then the biggest pro and the biggest con to each one. So the first kind of publishing has been around for a long time. That's traditional publishing, where you get an advance, so that kind of thing. So the biggest pro is that you get an ego boost. There really isn't much more to it. You just get an ego boost, you get that big publisher's stamp of approval, that name on your book, and woohoo, good for you. That's awesome. Now the biggest con is you give up everything else. You give up all your rights to anything in the future with a lot of contracts. Sometimes it's 3 to 5 years, sometimes it's pretty much your entire writer's life. So you need to figure out, how much is that ego boost worth to you. It also has a very long timeline as part of that. That's another big con, but that's just bonus. The next kind is vanity publishing. This is a paid-for self-publishing company. These companies, the biggest pro is you can get your book done fast, typically no more than 3 months. It can be out to the world selling on Amazon and the like. The biggest con to that is it's very expensive. It's expensive now if you do it right. It's expensive later whether you do it right or wrong. It doesn't matter. You keep paying that publisher with every single book that you sell. And I cannot stress that enough. It doesn't matter. If another publisher's name is on your book and it's not a traditional, we're talking vanity, and you paid up front, or even if it was free, you are paying later and you will be locked into something that you do not want to be in. So read the fine print of those contracts. The third kind of publishing is indie. This means everything is in your name. Your logo is on the back of the book. Your name is on the book. Like you are the copyright holder, you handle all repurposing rights. There really are a lot of biggest pros to indie publishing, but the number one thing would be you have 100% control over everything. including 100% of your own profits. So with each little book that I sell for $6, I literally can sell this to you right now and pocket $4. That's everything but the print cost. That's amazing. You can't get that kind of a thing through vanity or traditional publishing. So the biggest con, of course, is it is independent. That means you foot the bill. It's an investment. It can be expensive. It doesn't have to be, but it is an investment either way. The difference is you're not paying continuously later. You get to reap the rewards immediately. So if you want to learn more about publishing and some about writing, go to artofpublishing.com and you can grab there my free 1 hour, I told you I could talk about this forever, right? 1 hour video workshop that will teach you everything you need to know about making an informed decision for your book. This has been Kristen Eckstein, ultimatebookcoach.com.